It's the 1999 world-famous Swine Festival Grand Parade. Hi, everybody. I'm Carl Darwin with our cameraman, Matt Levine. We're live on videotape, direct from the Sag Avenue in Basile for this Swine Festival Parade, always one of the longest and best parades in the state. We're sponsored today in its entirety by the club, Highway 190 in Basile. That's Miss Shelley James, the owner. The club where we have a happy hour Monday through Saturday from 5 till 7, 2 drinks for the price of one. We also have a drive-in window now open. We have the best selection of classic rock on our stereo of any place in around. Every Friday night we have a live DJ from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. at the club. Club charges $3. Foos tables, foosball, your friends all meet at the most popular club in Basile, the Club, Highway 190, owned by Shelley James. And here they come. As always in parades in South Louisiana, the parades are always led by the police cars. And we have a huge crowd for this parade. I tell you that. We probably have upwards of 5,000 to 6,000 people lining Stagg Avenue, and that's just what we can see. It goes all the way down to, what, 4 or 5 blocks. It goes on till sometime tonight, so come on down and watch it. As I say, we're sponsored by the club here in Basile, Miss Shelley James, who is the president of the Swine Festival also, and she does a super job. It's always one of the most organized festivals there is in the area, and she's the president of the Swine Festival. Congratulations to Shelley, you and all the folks you work with for making this such a huge success. And thank you for making us so comfortable coming over here to do it, too. The Grand Parade, floats, cars, vintage cars. The Babe-mobile, the original Babe-mobile, owned by the German dude, will be in the parade with the Grand Marshal. Who is the Grand Marshal for this year's Swine Festival Parade? I'll give you 3 guesses. Not Joe Burge, not Morris Tate, not Ed Poulard, but Zydeco Artigo. Todd Artigo is the Grand Parade Marshal. We'll see him toward the end of the parade. Very popular here in the Basile area. One of the most popular nightclub jocks, if not the most popular nightclub jock around this area in the region. Talking just now to Pat Sanders, alumni of KEUN, now working in Lafayette. He was telling me this parade's about 2 miles long. So we're looking at probably a 45-minute drive by to our key position. Camera person Matt Levine, the scourge of Arizona State. Let's pick up those sirens. This music to my ears. Makes me kind of want to run and hide too sometimes. We're sponsored by the club, Basile's most popular nightery, Highway 190. If you're looking for some action, some fun with your friends, by yourself or with a car, come on down to the club. We're open Monday through Saturday, happy hours Monday through Saturday from 5 till 7, 2 drinks for the price of one. But remember, don't drink and drive. Rick Duhon, Deputy Sheriff Rick Duhon City Policeman Rick Duhon is on one of the 4-wheelers leading the parade along with the other law enforcement officers. Rick also one of the finer auctioneers in the area. Funny seeing Rick without his cowboy hat on, though. And here comes Basile's finest, the Basile Police Department, the BPD. I don't know if you can hear me, but this is pretty doggone exciting. Here comes a fire truck from the Acadia Evangeline Fire District number 7. Well, there goes what I had left in my hearing, by the way. The fire truck will be followed by the Iota Boy Scout Troop number 64 with Scoutmaster Bertha Miller. Boy Scouts of America. Here comes the Scouts from Iota, Troop 64 in Iota. I have a lot of ties to Iota myself, all my kinfolk over there, all the carts, Joe, Freddie, Aunt Nora, and all the gang. And there's the Babe Mobile, where Jürgen Fritcher driving the Grand Parade Marshal, Todd Zydeco Artigo. He's throwing away dollar bills and he's throwing away bumper stickers. This is cost $0.25 apiece. There's Jurgi and Todd Artigo. Let's see if we can get Todd to wave at the camera. Hey, Mr. Marshall, up here. There's the Grand Parade Marshal, Todd Artigo, followed by State Representative Greg Frugier. Whoa, throwing candy. Man, we're getting pelted by candy. The parade marshal just got pelted by some goo. Greg Frugier throwing lollipops. This is relatively new to parades in the area. They didn't start throwing candy till about 10 or 12 years ago. I still don't know if I agree with it because it's kind of dangerous. Gregory Frugier, state representative, just won re-election in a close race of a nice man, Glenn Bibb. Next up, we have the Dirk DeVille, the new assessor for Acadia, St. Evangeline Parish. Dirk DeVille, a state representative who was retired from that position. He's driving the Dirk Mobile. Dirk DeVille, assessor from Evangeline Parish, newly elected. Gave up his state representative spot to do that. Boy, he's throwing the candy out by the handful. And here come the beautiful young ladies. This is Miss Bazile, Courtney Cokie, and the Deb Miss Bazile, Laney Toops. Two beautiful young ladies, as I'm sure Matt has a good tight shot in these beautiful young ladies right now. Miss Bazile and Miss Teen Bazile. Next up, we're going to have the French from France. Well, I see the Frenchmen. Yeah, the Frenchmen are wearing their robes and things like that. This is Miss Deb Bazile, Laurie Toops. I made a mistake when I said something earlier. And now we have the representatives from France, downtown France, followed by the Bazile Band. Let's pick up the Bazile Band and look at the Frenchmen. Small school bands around here, the Bazile Red and White Band from Bearcat Land. We're sponsored by the club, Shelley James's Club, the most popular night spot in Bazile, the club on Highway 190. Come by and see Shelley James, the owner and operator, on the Bazile, on the main drag here in Bazile, not Stag Avenue, but 190. Happy hour Monday through Saturday, 5 till 7, 2 drinks for the price of one. We have a drive-through window for your convenience for one to go. And the best selection of classic rock and Austereo ever. Let's go back to the Bazile Band. And here come the Bearcadettes. Bazile, according to Matt Levine, our sports director, will probably be in the state playoffs in football, and they should be. They have a very good football team this year. In the rebuilding stage, we're still a very good football team. And our first floats get ready to come by. The group from France were called the Bonheur d'Alsamal. Boy, I probably butchered that very well. I'm Carl with Matt Levine at the 1999 edition of the Louisiana Swine Festival, the Grand Parade, sponsored by the club here in Basio, Miss Shelley James. The Basio High School homecoming court's coming up in a beautiful float. Beautiful ladies in beautiful float, being pulled by a nice-looking pickup truck also. Basio homecoming king is Luke Vigier. The queen is Candy Bergeron. Senior maids are Richel and Maybriar, Brooke Laughlin, and Jennifer Fontenot. Junior maids are Tiffany Lejean, Lindsay Burge. Sophomore maid is Stephanie Danette. Freshman maid is Christina Dublechan. This is the homecoming court from Basio High School. Beautiful young ladies. Grand Parade of the 1999 Louisiana Swine Festival sponsored this telecast, sponsored by the club in Basio. For a good time every time, make it the club in Basio on Highway 190, where Shelley James is your hostess with the mostest. She'll be waiting for you to come by at your earliest convenience. Guaranteed a good time or your money back, maybe. And here's the Basio homecoming float with, once again, we'll mention the queen is Candy Bergeron, the king is Luke Vigier. It's a long parade, folks. It'll probably be about, I'd say, another 35, 40 minutes going in front of us. The band has stopped in front of the bandstand, the Grand Promenade stand. Let's pick up the Basio High School band again. Last year at the Band Fest in Eunice, they were one of the better bands out there. Basio High School band. This is the telecast of the 1999 Louisiana Swine Festival, being brought to you by, can't lose this right here, Miss Shelley James and her crew at the club on Highway 190 here in Basio. Happy hour Monday through Saturday from 5 till 7. Not one but two drinks for the price of one. Can't beat that deal with a stick, can you? Also have a drive-through window. For a good time every time, make it the club here in Basio, where Miss Shelley James is your hostess, and the lady will welcome you at the door when you come in. According to my schedule, next we'll have the Sweethearts and Bows from Basio High School coming up next. Grand Parade Marshal Todd Zydeco-Ortego. Congratulations to Todd. It's a great honor being chosen by the folks here in the Swine Festival Association. By the way, Miss Shelley James is president of the Swine Festival Association. She and her staff do a good job putting this show together every year. Started Friday night, will go on till well, tonight sometimes, and everybody will say good night and go home. Either play the gumbo and go home. If you like pork, folks, you missed it this year if you're watching this video. But if you like pork, the place to come is Basio, the Swine Festival. Pork backbone stew, pork chops, pork steaks, you name it, pork sausage. And our next float, you know, this Swine Festival not only helps Basio, the city of Basio, promoting the community and the commerce here in town, but also helps Eunice a lot, too. There's a big overflow going into town every year for this festival. Here's the Basio High School majorettes. We had that. The Basio Homecoming Court, we had that. Now this is the Sweethearts and Bows coming up right now. We have Tara Danette and Jason Ashford. FBLA Beau and Boette, Sweetheart. Student Council Bambi Como and Tommy McClellan. The Beta Club, Serena LeBlanc and Dustin Peliquin. 4-H Club, Katie Frugier and Chad Fall. The band, that's Jala Bajron and Quentin Common. Mr. Basile High School, John Lopez. I will presume he's on this float here. And the Mamie Granger, Miss Basile High School. We're being sponsored by the club here in Basile, Basile's finest night spot for a good time. And here comes a convertible with some VIPs in it, VIPettes and VIPs. This is the Basile Care Center's Golden Queen, Charity Corvio. What a beautiful name, Charity Corvio. And the Golden King, Leroy Frugier. Next up, we have this Golden Frog Festival Queen. This is a lady who is the queen of the Golden Frog Festival. The Frog Festival in Rain. And this is Annie Hanks from Rain, Louisiana. And here's a Port Barry Fire Department's vintage hook and ladder. I guess this is an old fire truck from some years ago, if that's indeed what it was. It's not very big. I guess they had small fires back in those days. Antique fire engine, the Port Barry Volunteer Fire Department, restored by them also. Coming up next, after the fire truck, is 1998-99 Swine Festival royalty. Carrie Andrus is a queen. King Porky, Brock Hebert, Junior Deb, Deidre, I guess, Clump, I can't read it. Teen Queen, Rochelle West, Queen Petunia, Janie Ardwan, and Miss Natalie Chris. Rhyme, Dead Miss Natalie Chris. This guy's kicked back down the front of that thing. Totally unaffected by his fame. Beautiful young ladies in this float. We named them for you. We're sponsored by the club in Basile. If you're going out and you want to go to a place unusual and have a good time, have a cocktail or two, and meet some nice people, go to the club, Highway 190. If you want to call Miss Shelley James, call her at the club, 432-5050. Ladies and gentlemen, from Eunice, Louisiana, the Eunice Junior High School Sparkles Dance Team. You're in the junior high band also. I hope they'll be playing for us. They have a crackerjack outfit. This is a long parade. How many bars we got there, buddy? That's wonderful. 1999 Grand Parade for the Louisiana Swine Festival, climaxing a great weekend, but it won't be over till later on tonight, so come on down, watch the action. Let's pick up the Eunice Junior High School Band. You're watching the 1999 Grand Parade, climaxing a fantastic weekend for the 1999 Louisiana Swine Festival. The Sparkles are dancing. The band is playing from Eunice Junior High School. Mr. Brown's a band director, does a super job with these young musicians. And off they go. Coming up next, we haven't seen her yet, the Louisiana Swine Baby Miss. She'll be riding in a red convertible. I see her from here. She is decked out. She has a trophy in her hand. She looks like she's doing a couple of boogie moves up there, too. We're sponsored by the club here in Basile, Highway 190, where Michelle James is your hostess and boss. For a nice time every time, go by the club. Our entertainment's inexpensive, and you'll have a good time with our friendly folks who hang out there. Queen Kimberly Page Cashin, C-A-C-H-I-N. Cashin, I guess you'd say, is the Baby Swine Festival queen. Oh, she's going to break some hearts when she gets a little older. Beautiful baby. Kimberly Cashin, Baby Swine Festival queen. She's actually keeping time to the music down there. She's having a good time. Next up, we're going to have Baby Mr. Toddler, Jason Armand Langley II, and Toddler, Connor Fontenot. Two good-looking dudes right here, taking in all the action. One of them getting a little, he needs some nourishment right now. Connor Fontenot, Jason Armand Langley. Coming up next, Baby Miss. First, Bailey Ann Fontenot. Bailey Fontenot, first runner-up. Reagan May Artigo, Baby Miss, second runner-up. Beautiful little babies. Makes me lonesome for my grandkids. Sponsored by the club here in Basile. When you want a good time, that's where you go. Next up, third place Baby Miss, Annie DeMay, or is it DeMay or DeMary? DeMary, Annie DeMary. And here come the Shriners. Always, no parades could be without Shriners. The Shriners are the guys who bring out their royalty out here. They entertain crowds, and their hospitals around the world just burn hospitals are second to none. Cost you nothing if you can't afford it. Shriners are probably one of the finest charitable organizations in the world. That's Habibi Temple in Lake Charles. Chief Raban. Blake Ford's the assistant head. Here comes the Jeff Davis Shrine Club. We don't know who the gentlemen are, but we do know they're Shriners. I know one's Mr. Gurney. Mr. Hill Gurney's up there. I know Mr. Hill. I'll go by his house every day on my way home. The Habibi Temple Restored Fire Truck. Look at the clowns. This is what it's all about. They entertain people for a good cause. Here come the other clowns in their bicycles of different kinds. One of the cars on here, the Shriner, says OD'd. Blew a rod in his engine. And here comes Zeb. Here comes Zeb. I don't know who the other guy is. He sure looks like Sam Young in disguise to me, though. No, I think I'm wrong about that. Shriners. A lot more Shriners coming up, too. These guys love to clown, all for a good cause, too. But the bottom line of the Shriners is the work they do with the burn hospitals across America. No cost to the people who go either. They raise millions and millions of dollars every year through their own donations and through solicitation from other people for the Shriner hospitals. He's in his garden tractor right here. Here's another Shriner. I want some overalls like that. We're sponsored by the club here in Basile, Shelley James Club, Basile's leading night spot. We're open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday. You have a happy hour, 5 to 7 o'clock, 2 drinks for the price of 1. Have a drive-through window and the best selection of classic rock and stereo ever. For every Friday night, we have a live DJ from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. It is a $3 cover charge, but it's well worth it. Dance your night away, just have a good time, have a couple of cocktails, drink a beer or two, and just have a Coke if you don't want to drink. Shelley James would like to congratulate everybody involved in this year's Swine Festival organization. She's the president, and she said it's so easy to work with these folks. Everybody's so giving. The Iota High School Girl and Girls are coming up here as we get back to the young ladies. They're being led by I have something wrong here. This might be the junior hot steppers. From Iota High. From Iota. I don't know if they're Iota High School or not. This has to be the Iota Golden Girls. Key dance team. This is the 1999 grand finale, grand parade. I always tell camera people when they start shooting video for the first time, you can't go wrong by shooting babies and puppies. I happen to have a baby puppy at my house, which is redundant, I guess. Here come the Golden Girls from Iota High School, followed by the Iota Middle School cheerleaders. And we have some more royalty pulling up here. No, I see you right we have right now. This is the Iota High School cheerleaders right here, I believe, the Golden Girls. Well, they're the dogs, they're the bulldogs, that's from Iota. Now here comes Little Miss Toddler Queen of the Louisiana Lexi Ray Danielle Thibodeau. Lexi Ray Danielle Thibodeau. Louisiana Swine Festival Toddler Queen. Look at this automobile here, will you? Holy mackerel. I don't know what kind of car it is, but it's long as Yergis, a Cadillac convertible. This is the first runner-up for the Toddler Miss Swine Festival. This is Riley Gale James. She's second on the backrest right now, the headrest right now. Licking it. Get your mouth off there, little girl. It's nasty. Toddler Mr. First runner-up in the Swine Festival, Bryant Ashford. Brent Ashford, he's taking everything in stride. Got his suspenders on. Here's Megan Blair Fuselier, second place toddler runner-up in the Swine Festival competition. And here come the Night Riders Christian Club. I've never heard the Night Riders Christian Club. They've never heard of me either, I'm sure, but they evidently a group of Christian men who ride four-wheelers. More royalty coming up. We can't even see the end of this parade. There seems to be a long gap behind me between the Iota cheerleaders and dancers and the Shriners of about 2 blocks, kind of slowing things down. Here's the Toddler Mr. Second runner-up Toddler Mr. Swine Festival. This is Devin Bennett, or Bozine, David Bozine. Followed by another young dude. I'll never see his name. Can't make out his name. I'm sorry about that. He's written a beautiful script, but just kind of busy. The Sonic Drive-In. There's Mr. Mike from the Sonic. We'll see you at the Sonic next Friday night. Spark plug! There's Sparkplug driving the vehicle. Get a shot of Sparkplug in the cab right there. He's an old cat skinner from way back. Miss Brenda, there's Mr. Mike. And there's Mr. French Fries and Mr. Burger. They're throwing out, giving away balloons. Miss Brenda's giving away balloons. Hadn't seen her since Friday night. We're live at the Sonic every Friday night. We'll be there till we go to the Dome every Friday night for the High School Football Friday Night School Board. Football Friday Night's the name of the show. The Sonic Drive-In, America's Drive-In. Look, that's some big French fries. Curves for Women of Eunice. Have a flock of people. Anna Renee Albert, Yambly 1999 Queen. Oh, that's a big girl. She's giving beads away. She doesn't want to give them, but they take them. And here's Little Miss Evangeline Parrish. This is Betsy Smith. Oh, look at she's waving at the camera. Oh, how cute can you get? She'll break a lot of hearts in time to come. I think her grandma's talking to her right now. She's blowing kisses now to the crowd. What a show gal she is. Another float coming up with some more Swine Festival royalty. This will be the smaller royalty. Unit number 53 coming in front of us right now. Little Miss Queen's Swine Festival is Kinsley Danette. Oh, I'm just going to tell you who's in a float here. She's a runner-up. Alicia Claire Depew. We have a DJ coming up next. This is Stacy Jenkins, Chesley Fuselaire, Courtney Darbone, Emily Artigo, in no particular order, Amy Aguilard, Patrick Landry, Brock Miller. The big balloon just blew up. Jake Fontenot, Hannah Desatel, Gina Ashford, Jordan Thibodeau, Tyler Crochet, the Porky, little Mr. Porky, and the Queen is Miss Petunia, Marcy Pete. Congratulations to all these young people, courtesy of the club here in Basel, sponsor this beautiful parade. Haze of Hope of Ville Platte. It's a dance team, I do believe. Rays of Hope, pardon me. A couple of our units have dropped out of the parade. The Rays of Hope dancers. And behind them, more royalty coming at the 1999 Grand Parade for the Louisiana Swine Festival. A huge hit with a crowd of thousands of people lining the streets of Stagg Avenue as far as I can see. This is one of the longer parades every year that we cover. We cover several each year. It's always action-packed. The Club Highway 190 in Basel is the place to go for that night in the town. Nice, friendly folks, inexpensive highballs and drinks, whatever you need. And they have your friends up there. Go out and do some dancing at the club. The club is owned and operated by the president of the Swine Festival Association, Miss Shelley James. Go by and visit the club. Don't forget happy hour, Monday through Saturday, 5 till 7, 2 drinks for the price of 1. There's a young man. And this is going to be, he's a Swine Festival Tiny Mister. John Cleve Thibodeau. kind of got ahead of myself on some of this stuff. This is the Tiny Miss Queen Swine Festival. Morgan Laverne. Her dad's telling her to wave. She says, "Okay, Dad, I'm waving." This is the Blue Blake Eagletail Robinson Tiny Miss Swine Festival runner-up. It's the Grand Parade for the Swine Festival 1999. The Drain High School band's in the background. Louisiana Swine Festival Tiny Miss, second place. Sandra D. Bergeau. Let's pick up the Grain band. Next up, the Louisiana Swine Festival Tiny Miss, third runner-up. Trying desperately to see how we can get those names on here. Some of them are written on pink poster paper, and it's hard to read silver and pink. I think this is Sarah Davis, if not mistaken. Followed by the Rain High School Marching Band, the Rain High School Wolves. Long-time opponents of Eunice High School, used to be in the same district. They dropped down to AAA. Cats went up to Quad A. Don't play too much anymore. Got a good program over there in sports. The Rain High School band passes in front of us. Here come the Rain High School dancers. Sharp-looking group. More young royalty coming up in a vintage Ford. I think it's a vintage Ford. Looks like Dr. Sue Emanuel's car. I don't think it is, though. He had one like this at one time. This is Little Miss Swine Queen. This year's Little Miss Swine Queen from the 1999-2000, the Millennium Swine Queen, you might say. This is Kinsley Danette. Another float coming up behind that. Kinsley Danette, pardon me, not Danette, but Danette. Then we have a float up here with some of the Swine Festival royalty. So get them as they pass. We're sponsored by the place here and the club here in Basile. Miss Shelley James appreciates the opportunity to let you know about Basile. What a wonderful place it is to come and have a good time. If you want to, whether it's a festival, just coming down for a football game, or just coming down a night in town, we have good places to eat and good places to have a good time here in Basile. So come by and see us. This message courtesy of the club, Miss Shelley James. Call her at 432-5050. And here come the big girls again. Well, not quite. This is the visiting queens. We'll never get them. This visiting queens, Miss LSU A, I think is on there, or Miss FBLA, I think. The Evangeline Oil and Gas Festival, Junior Queen. Whoa. Whoa. This Ville Platte. Oh, these little girls are cute. And they know their stuff, too. We have a vintage tractor getting ready. 2 vintage tractors getting ready to come in front of us. And this I like. This is a guy thing we're looking at right now, these tractors. We have 2, 4, 6, 8 visiting queens. They're all waiting very appropriately. This looks like an old Minneapolis molding tractor I see behind me right now. I think they've been out of business for a while. Restored by Craig's Automotive and Machine Shop in Eunice, 48 Minneapolis molding. I'll tell you what, they can do it for you. They can restore that. I think it runs on natural gas now. Here's an International Harvester Farm all restored. And here's KJEF in Jennings, Cajun Country. That's Charlie Williams and boys. Their band's in the parade. That jock looks like he's having a great time. Now another vintage car coming up right now. Now we have a bunch of vintage cars coming up in the parade. I can't tell you, we don't have a, we've lost our place, or we don't have that on here. Rogers Classic Auto Restoration Sales and Service here in Basel. He does it. This guy's really good. Look at that car. He restored this car down here. In fact, all these cars have been restored by him. Here's a GTO, restored by Rogers Classic Auto Restoration Service. I got some nice pipes on it, too. Oh, boy, he did a nice job on these cars. Rogers Classic Auto Restoration Sales and Service. Here comes a Mustang. I used to have a Mustang just like that, except it was a convertible. Classic Auto Restoration, Rogers Classic Auto Restoration. A bunch of cars in this parade. All have some nice pipes on them. If I'm not mistaken, this might be a 64 Chevrolet. It's kind of low slung in the back. It's laying down. This is Eunice Darabone of Eunice's car. Nice and sleek looking. 1966 Chevy Malibu. Johnny Bertrand driving this from Basile. That's in good shape, that car. There's a vintage pickup truck. I don't know how vintage it is. It's a vintage pickup truck. Some stacks on the side. This is the Grand Parade for the for the Louisiana Swine Festival. I'm Carl Darraway with Matt Levine, our cameraman, videographer, you might want to call him. And here come the bikers. All nice and shiny pipes, all the chrome's looking good. Probably about 10 minutes left to go in the parade. The whole family in that bike. You got 3 people on that bike. Wonder if they have a kitchenette in there. And here comes the Swine Festival royalty. This year's royalty coming up. Old Eunice got out of the parade in his motorcycle. I think Old Eunice's bike broke down. Oh no! Here, the Swine Festival of royalty. Boy, I hope I can get this for you. I don't think I can either, though. They're going to drive a little too fast. Boy, they're whizzing by here about 40 miles an hour. This is the girls. These are the Swine Festival royalty. Ladies and gentlemen, the Green and White Band from Bobcat Land at the Swine Festival. Swine Corps right ahead of them.